RingGangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
Yeah, what's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where, as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for this afternoon, Pat Scorpion, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Know what it do? LB, Lauderdale Boss, aka Jesus Shuttleworth, the God, the GOAT artist. No more sweet science and nigga. Ring Gang Radio, we getting knockouts.
Yes, sir, man. That's all we do, man. That's all we ask, man. You should use your abilities to the best of your potential and get whoever is not on your level out of there. That's all we ask, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what it is, man. Ringing in house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what's good? You already know who this is. Your boy King P. Bodega box in the building. Ring Gang Radio, let's go. I'm ready. No boxing for old men. Let's get it.
Hey, we definitely, King People dig a piece straight from the sewer, except, you're above ground today. You're just taking it easy, finding all that crime out there, especially all them dirty rats out there. Is that correct?
Yeah, man. I wasn't sweet science in them rats. I just got them out of there. So,
yes, sir.
Just stomping on them. you ain't dance and jab at them for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, nah. No dancing and little fake kicking them. Nah, we booting these motherfuckers out of here.
Yes, sir.
Place kick his ass. I don't even know what I'm not a football nigga. I don't know what they call it. Was it a punt kick or some shit?
Place kick is good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we would have said something if you didn't use that right.
Nigga just jumped on me like, look, nigga, no. Stick to the boxing and rap analogies.
If you said place kick, punt, drop kick, which is a thing in football, we would have been all good, or it would have been all good.
They drop kicking niggas in football now?
No, not in the sense you're probably thinking.
Never mind.
I've seen drop kicks in fucking football. Antonio Brown drop kicked somebody during a punt return.
Yeah,
had the ball and literally just kicked him like, damn.
Hold on, wait. Was he playing against Bruce Bowen or some shit? Like, that sound like some Bruce Bowen. Let me jump up and hurricane kick you at the 3-point line.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, if they could, a lot of these football niggas would do all types of wrestling moves like they used to do back in the day. But CTE and concussion took that out of football.
Man, that's my father type of football. You running and you German suplexing niggas and you getting the ball. That's murder ball.
I've literally seen a running back get clotheslined before. Like literally, like just clothesline, like straight out, like it was like a wrestling move, like wrestling clothesline.
Bus whackers.
Back in the day, the body slams, niggas getting German suplex on the field. That shit was beautiful, nigga. Fuck.
It's funny because when you pick when they had like the beat 'em up video games and you had like a football player, all that nigga was doing was slams.
Yeah.
Like that shit don't even work now.
Yeah, now it's like, you're disqualified from the game, nigga. Get out. Yeah, they're not even an accident. Like even accident.
This is final fight, nigga.
Oh man, no. But yeah, man, we definitely got some shit to talk about on this podcast today. Lots to talk about, man. We're gonna start off with recapping yesterday's fight between Jamel Herring and Shakur Stevenson for the WBO super featherweight title. But before we go into that main event, a couple things that need to be said. Top Rank, y'all gotta, we don't need a whole bunch of showcases. Like, if you're gonna have a title fight that's of significance, the whole fucking card should not be showcases. Yes, you guys have prospects, but I do not want to see all these people fighting showcase fights. And that's what it was. Even
up
in the
until they are midnight, like some of these prospects are young. Like, ain't it past their bedtime? Like, the fuck?
Right? Like, some of them niggas can't even drink legally, but
you got them fighting at midnight.
I'm really ready to not fucking see Nico Ali Walsh on my TV right now. Like, can we get these?
Trust me, I believe me, I'm getting to. I was getting to him.
Oh, you talking about America's Campbell Hatton?
Although, truthfully, he's actually more entertaining to watch than Campbell Hatton. I'm not gonna lie. You know,
the thing is, I think they finding like worse jobbers for him than they are Campbell.
Right, but the thing with Campbell Hatton is like Campbell Hatton can't put a dent in the jobbers he's facing. That's the.
He doesn't put any dent in his opposition, but his jobbers aren't going down from phantom punches.
Yeah. see, them Campbell opponents, like they really stepping up and they be giving him the best fight of their lives, like.
Yeah, especially that last fight of Campbell Hatton.
Shit, he could have won.
Yeah,
but Ali's different. It's like dudes go in there and it's like they almost mock boxing, like they trying to just give him a little resistance and then lay down type shit.
See, now in that one, it just bringing up Nico Ali's, like, first of all, yes, I mean we all understand who's grandfather. His grandfather is one of the greatest fighters, one of the greatest human beings to ever walk this earth. Like, we all know this. Everyone, you have to be under a rock to not know who Muhammad Ali is. And yes, we all understand the importance of Muhammad Ali to Top Rank, because without Muhammad Ali, there is no Top Rank. There is no Bob Arum. Like, everyone knows it. We all, if you don't know your history, if you don't know between that, that's good. But you don't have to beat it over the head every single podcast that the dude is on. Like, we all know. Yeah, we all know he has the pressure. Like, I mean, dude goes to Good Morning America. He says, yeah, we all know it's the deal. You guys need to be more concerned about trying to make because you're basically, the young man is being put on a pedestal that he hasn't earned in any type of fashion.
And y'all promote him over the bigger fights that y'all put him on the card with, like.
Yeah, imagine being on another channel, like, let's just say you're on ESPN and because ESPN likes to puts football over boxing a lot, especially college football.
Oh shit!
And then they mention the card, but then instead of mentioning who's actually fighting in the main event, they're actually mentioning Nico Ali Walsh, who's only in his second professional fight and only had like 20 amateur bouts. Like, yeah, it's like priorities, people. Like, yes, we all know who Nico Ali Walsh is. We know who his grandfather is. And
then they try to put braids on him and shit. Like, hold on, let's blacken him up or urban him up or something. We want to speak to the Muhammad Ali demographic.
And well, truthfully, because there's a degree of separation between me and Nico Ali, because I know people that know him like that. And it's not an act. Like, dude really is in that community. Like, there's like he really has that community. But it's just more like, it's just more like. But I think it's just the family ties thing with him. It's just like, we don't need to hear it every single cast. Like,
because when it's exposed too much, you start fucking looking at the whole agenda. And I don't want to say niggas ain't in the community, this, that, or none of that shit. It's just, you start poking holes at something if it gets presented in your face long enough and you tired of seeing it. Like, I don't mind his fights or anything. He cool. Just put him on the undercard. Like, yeah,
like he shouldn't be co-main. He shouldn't be on the main card over. Like I said, because they had like people like Haven Brady or Troy Isley on the undercard, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, those, dude,
the Holyfield son, like,
yeah, Holyfield son, especially, like, and all those cats, delivered, like, delivered a lot, clearer, better performances than Nico Ali Walsh did, and it's like, give them a shot at the main card if you want to give them exposure. Like, those, they're damn near Olympians, or young Evan Holyfield. I mean, he's the son of a legend himself, and he didn't get not even an eighth of the attention that Nico Ali did.
Yeah, Holyfield's an all-time great.
Yeah, exactly. And
legit, not a borderline, maybe. No, he's Hall of Fame. No, he's all-time great.
Yeah, and then Evan Holyfield can actually fight. The dude is that young man is skilled. Nico Ali Walsh is like, they don't have to probably put the cuffs on him like they have to do Nico Ali Walsh, because truthfully, his jobber was giving him problems.
His jobber was, he got the same email them Campbell jobbers was getting.
Yeah.
Hey, look, man, you better fight your ass off, man. Don't let this white boy do what he want with you. Like, all right.
Yeah, because Nico Ali Walsh, yes, he was eating a lot of clean right hands and made no adjustments to them except yes, he punches hard too, Nico Ali Walsh, but
and he goes to the body.
Yeah, he goes to the body, but the fact that he couldn't make a mid-fight adjustment to that right hand is more telling. You guys need to be careful about trying to put him on such a pedestal, because if he falls from a jobber that he should be beating on paper, then that kind of ruins the appeal that man has.
Y'all gonna maybe give a call to Darnell Boone or somebody, see if he knows somebody. Should shake this shit up some, because it's like y'all keep giving us the same program and like we kind of done with it. Like, if anything, him and her need to team up and just put Campbell and Ali on the same card and just be done with it for the month. Like, stop ruining other cards by damn shoehorning them dudes in.
Yeah, I have a feeling too, those two will probably be put, depending on how they develop, might be put as examples of, why people should really develop instead of rushing out of the Emmys. Now, I'm not saying it's nothing new, but this, in this case, like, these two are fighting because these two are actually sons of, legendary fighters or whatever. So, or in this case, grandson, or like they come from a legendary fighting family. So so they might be, they might be a perfect example of someone happens like if you give them too much too soon, and they don't even have like maybe the credentials to warrant it.
And you know what else it hurts? It hurts the business of boxing at Top Rank, and I explain. Because whenever someone at Top Rank, a fighter who disgruntled and says, "Oh man, Top Rank don't promote this, that," they could always point to all the shit that they do for Ali as an example, and then say, "Hey, you don't promote Terrence Crawford like this. You don't promote Monster like this, or Makaya Mayer. You don't promote this person."
Nigga, like I've been wanting to know when the fuck Monster is gonna fight again, and then right now the only rumbling we got right now is the IBF pretty much said that he's facing their mandatory, and the mandatory is nobody really special. It's just the mandatory has to get out of the way, unfortunately. So it's like I want to know what Monster
fumbled the Japanese bag. What the fuck?
Yeah, like he's only had like one decent fight with Top Rank, and that's the Maloney fight, and he's already had like what, 2?
Yeah, he's had 2 already, and then the third one is he's gonna have one to take probably at the end of the year. And that's what, but it's like
I forgot to be with the New Year's Eve fights and shit. We're gonna be switching the channel between him and Golovkin.
At 5 o'clock in the morning. Pass.
Well, unless they come to an agreement, because like I said, Murata is a top ranked fighter, so maybe we can hope that they actually do it on the same card. Hopefully,
that would be dope. Shit, Golovkin and Monster on the damn same card. That's a dream come true. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, shit, nigga, I would welcome that shit. It's like if they're working at least towards that, then cool. Like, but if they're gonna give Monster a standalone card and he's facing someone that's not really on his level like that, it's gonna be like, ugh. Basically, because Top Rank probably won't even build a good undercard around that if it was.
Nah, they'll just trot out Ali again. Jeez.
Yeah, exactly, nigga.
Like, he's not the answer to all your undercard problems. Like, fuck this. Like, we talked about this nigga too much already. Like,
but straight up and down, man. Like, Nico Ali Walsh, like, Top Rank, y'all need to pump your brakes on dude, like, just a little bit. He has to develop a little. Yes, he's with Sugar Hill Stewart, but you got to pump the brakes on him and being people over the head with that. If you're gonna do that, then give it to your other prospect too. He's not the only
like Zayas, because Zayas is like he lives and resides down here in the same city.
Be the truth.
And there's no local promotion about this guy or anything. You wouldn't even.
You wouldn't even know because they promote him as from Puerto Rico. Like,
And that's a problem.
Yeah, and Zayas,
you know how many fucking Puerto Ricans live down here? Like, and you're not utilizing the local community to promote this kid?
And Zayas actually, he pummeled his jobber.
That's what I'm saying. Look. I'll put it this way. Fucking, I see more Kodak Black posters and that nigga's in Pompano, and I'm like 2-3 cities over, and I still see them shits all the way up until fucking Hollywood and Miami, my nigga.
Damn.
Now I'm not saying that, you know, Zayas is on the level of Kodak Black, because he's not. But you gotta start somewhere. Like, I'm not saying I should be driving up the damn Tampa and see, oh shit, Zayas is making an appearance at this gym. No, I'm just saying, like,
yeah. Whereas we all know where Nico Elliott Watts is gonna be fighting next. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
that's all I'm saying. Like,
yeah. Just either make it equal. Either you ignore them all, or you make them all equal. Like, you can't be half stepping, especially especially when Nico Elliott Watts is not the best prospect you have out there.
Cause Zaya's already in a deeper division. He's further along in his career. Like, now's the time you start boosting him and getting him appearance at these stores, get him on some radio stations, start doing something. I need to be seeing posters, all types of shit. Like, you know how many fucking Puerto Ricans live down here? How many love boxing? Like,
yeah,
they don't utilize that shit down here.
That's
I was telling Keys yesterday. Like, I'm like, yo, dude, down here. He's like, what? Like, really? Like, yeah. Like, you just don't know.
Yeah, no, it's something else. But yeah, that's what I asked. Like, you know, just keep it on the up and up with these, who you actually prosper. Because, like I said, Nico Elliott Watts falls and we don't want him to fall. But, you know, dude is not clearly.
The success will be good for the sport, but like, let him get the success first. Right.
You know, because you don't, like, his name is his name, but you don't want him to turn into an Ibn Ali.
Because think about this, like, if you a prospect, why would you want to sign the top rank if you know they're gonna keep you on the back seat and have this guy over you just because of his grandfather?
Right.
Yeah, the one thing I appreciate about this is literally the only saving grace that I appreciate about this is people are getting a history lesson on Ali, because they play Ali clips and all that stuff. Like, okay, you know what? For the younger audience that, you know, hears about Ali but doesn't really know like that much, you know, give them a history lesson. But
they make a TV special with this nigga. Like, the fuck? Like, I want to watch boxing for 2021.
Yeah.
But I do respect your opinion, because that is true. I do see how that works, but I don't need a history special every time I turn on the ESPN to see a fight.
Word.
Especially on the same guy who gets covered like crazy. Like, we already have enough Tyson and Ali documentaries, movies, whatever the fuck. Like, there's other legends. Like, let me get a fucking Sweet Pea movie. Let me get a motherfucking damn Aaron Pryor movie. Shit, you can make a fucking damn Bajado movie at this point on some damn life lesson shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, there's so many damn contenders and people. I could see a David Tua movie. Like, there's a fucking Holmes. Like, geez, man. Like there's so much boxers like to promote, and that's honestly part of the reason why. And I seen this on Twitter. I'm gonna just say it because this whole thing with a lot of people getting upset that some of these boxers are just signing themselves up for that damn new boxing video game. And people are like, oh, they're selling their career short. Their name is too important. This, that, and they're giving it away. And like, this is like Willie Monroe Jr. and it's like, look, you guys understand. Some of these fucking boxers, ain't nobody fucking asked for them to be in a fucking video game. Like, do y'all even play boxing video games? Like,
nope, they don't.
No, so fucking shut the fuck up. Like, what?
I guarantee you, anybody that wanted a fight night game or anything is not saying, oh, yo, put Willie Monroe in the game.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Here's a better one. What did Fight Night Champion do for Billy Dibb's career?
Not a goddamn
thing.
My point exactly. So, yeah, you could say, man, the figures are low and this, that. Dudes want exposure because they're not getting it. So they'll happily be cannon fodder in a game. Right. Because that's what they are. I never picked up a fight. I don't even know how some of these motherfuckers even play in a game. Like, you think I was picking fucking Billy Dibb? Like, no. Not when I got. Not when I see. Oh shit! Hold on. You got Nonito Donaire. You got Pacquiao. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Billy Dib. Get the fuck out of here.
I actually liked picking Jorge Arce. That was actually kind of a favorite.
Yeah, but Arce a motherfucking legend though. I picked Arce too. He was cool, but you got like one of these names don't belong. Pacquiao, Donaire, Arce, Billy Dib. Which name belongs to you and which name don't?
Oh man, I'm just trying to.
I'm
Billy Dib. Not Billy Dib. That name doesn't belong.
And I respect him as a fighter. He overachieved. He got his title, had a few defenses. But let's come
did he have it? Was he the champion at the time that he was in the game? No, he was. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, he was because he
that's why.
I mean, fucking Peter Manfredo Jr. was in that fucking game too.
Yeah,
and he was
there was the people that in that game that was like.
But at least Peter Manfredo had the contender and he was known and he was getting bigger fights. But even then, he was still cannon fodder. He was just cannon fodder 2.0.
He was one of the names that I never picked. Like,
yeah, of course.
No disrespect, but I never picked Sergio Mora. Like, that was a no.
True.
Like, I'm not picking fucking Jesse James Leija. No,
I'm not picking Anthony Mundine. He was in that.
Jesse James Leija. Like, see, I don't mind certain boxers because at least that gives you somebody to practice on when you got a real nigga. Like, so you could put the Manfredos and the Moras and even I fucks with Jesse James Leija. He cool. But I'm just saying, like, don't throw me Billy Dib and act like you or Willie Monroe and act like you doing me a favor. Like,
right, you know. So it's pretty much we definitely we definitely have to watch for Nico Ali's loss. Exposure. Give your other prospects exposure, not just one, because else they're gonna look for it elsewhere, and you probably don't want that to happen.
Thank you. I'm sorry for the little digression, but I just had to throw that out there because niggas on Twitter was saying, I'm like, do y'all not play boxing video games? There's niggas on Knockout Kings I ain't picked.
Facts.
Like, come on, bro. Like,
but the main event though, with Jamel Herring, Shakur Stevenson. Now, if you heard us obviously talk before, the preview, and then especially we talked about Shakur's last fight or Jamel's last fights. It was a fight. It's a good fight on paper. There was no question about that too. But it was more like, what performance are we gonna get from these two? I mean, Herring was coming off his career best performance in knocking out Carl Frampton, and in devastating fashion. And then we get Shakur Stevenson with Jeremiah Nakatia. Although he scores a knockdown and pretty much wins like a 120-107, like he's pretty much landing on almost single digits in a performance that was not really entertaining to watch at all. Like, not at all. Like, and then, people were kind of soured on Shakur Stevenson about going to distance with someone like that, hence the term sweet sciencing, which made its way around Twitter, like pretty fast, by the way.
Fast like that hand speed of Shakur.
Yes, sir.
Hold on, sweet sciencing.
Yeah, and then, and also that led to a kind of divide, where it's like, oh yeah, he's defensive, that's how he's saying, but then, and other people are just like, yeah, hit and not get hit. You gotta hit somebody. Not get hit's cool, but you gotta hit somebody. And you gotta hit somebody if they're not on your level to try to get them out of there at least.
And hit somebody repeatedly, like
right.
Like Roy Jones is the only boxer that made pot shotting look entertaining.
Mm-hmm. You can't just be pot shotting and then trying to slip a punch, go whatever, or wait to counter somebody instead of leading with your offense. You can't do that. It's not good. It's not good television watching. I think, and also, but unfortunately, this is a different era of boxing than most of us came up with. So, most people think, oh, that's good boxing. When if you know better, then it's like, no, it's not. It's not good boxing.
You see, because people always think that you gotta pick it. Like, you can't be entertaining and skilled at the same time. Like, somehow, people just say, you know what? The more boring the fighter, the more skilled he is. No.
No, it's not. That's the way. And then it's not like this has not been a thing with Shakur. Like, I mean, we all think Shakur is talented. Like, we don't hate Shakur Stevenson. We don't. But like, and
that's why we so hard on dude. Pause. Because when you have that overwhelming talent, when you got amazing reflexes, you got laser speed, you got crazy footwork, people want to see those stats be put to use. They don't want to see those stats on cruise control. Right. Especially if you a young fighter in your prime and you're building your career. Like, everybody's quick to say, oh, he looks like Mayweather, man. Like, y'all forget Pretty Boy Floyd was getting rid of these niggas.
Yes, sir. Like, you know, it's like,
don't be one of those guys that, well, you know,
he's not no fucking this guy. Floyd. We stop that. Like, oh my god, that annoys me so much. I just want to slap people in the face for saying that.
Like, for every fight that Floyd had go the distance back then, the 2 other fights he was beating somebody's ass.
Yeah.
and it was usually an honor if you went the distance, because that means you earned that motherfucker.
Yeah.
These guys were sleepwalking in front of Shakur Stevenson, and we're like, okay. It's like you watching an action movie and then it gets to the climax and you're like, okay, the villain about the fight, everything's revealed, and you know, both the actors on the screen look at you and be like, nah, we chilling right now, nigga. That's it. Like, you could guess what happens next. Yeah, I know he killed my grandma and I gotta get revenge, but fuck it. So what's good? Like, you want a car chase? Nah, I don't feel like it. Like, that's how that shit feels.
Oh shit! But it's all facts though. So, and the funny thing too, because the criticism he got first, he apologized, and then he kind of doubled down. He's like, you know what? Fuck y'all. I'm not gonna apologize anymore for this shit. So he kind of like, so he took it personal. Herring obviously, and I think for Herring, at least when he knocked out Frampton, he was able to right his wrong, because his title defense before that, most people thought he quit. He quit in that fight to escape the fight, even though he was winning clearly, but optics wise, he wanted out of the fight, and it didn't look good, so he had his own, burden to bear in terms of trying to in order to try to correct his public perception. So Herring is on his highest wave. Shakur has something to prove. So we were all hoping that that it wouldn't be stinky, because like I said, neither of these guys are, they're not big punches. They can, they have decent pop, both of them do, but none of them are like high level punchers at 130.
And you don't have to have a good fight. People think you have to have knockout power to get knockouts and to make good fights. It's bullshit. Knockouts and good fights is more about temperament than anything. It's like somebody owing you money and you finally see them across the street. There's some people that would say, hey, Leroy, hey, what's up? Hey, man, you want to give me my money? And you start walking across the street and that nigga might start running from you. Other people temperament is like, yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just slide up on this nigga nice and slow. He ain't gonna see me coming. And you just pop up like, hey, bro, so what's good? What's my money? And motherfuckers like, oh, shit. It's like temperament. You could do things, you acknowledging the motherfucker across the street, but one person is damn gonna pop up and snuff his ass and get his money. The other nigga is announcing it. So you could fucking damn, you don't have to have knockout power to make an interesting fight or to fucking damn knock somebody out. It's temperament. Look at Aaron Pryor. Even look at Spence. Spence has good power, but he's not a one-punch guy. He just beats the shit out of you.
Right. It's his style and his temperament.
Thank you. And usually your temperament goes with your style. But sometimes you gotta be able to say, you know what? I know I'm used to damn doing things this way, but I got this opportunity and everything's looking good. Let me evolve into this person for this fight. And that's what it looks like Shakur Stevenson did. And I'm proud of him. He did what he had to do, put on a great performance.
Yes, he did.
And that's all we want to see. It ain't no fucking coon shit if I expect a future potential Hall of Famer guy, if I expect him to look that way against somebody he's a 10-1 favorite over.
Exactly. I know. And
like, come on, do you niggas know how stupid y'all sound? Like,
Yeah, you know,
say shit like this.
Yeah, and
don't keep that energy for guys like Andre.
They don't.
I hear people say Andre went life and death with Liam Williams. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh Lord!
Just to make a point like that, Andre's not that good and Canelo should duck him. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna touch that one.
I'm just saying, like, I'm putting it all out there.
It's so stupid that I'm not even gonna even address it.
It is.
It's really.
I feel stupid even mentioning it, but it's true.
Yeah, like there's a lot of pick and choosing. So, like I said, there shouldn't be like if people get outraged when Shakur is not fighting to his highest potential, then you have to keep it. Then you keep that for every other fighter out there. You don't pick and choose your fighters. You know,
where y'all niggas at when Wilder done had Breland in his corner for like 10 years, whatever, and we don't even see no ounce of fucking boxing. All we got is the fucking first Stavern fight to go off on.
Right. You know,
like,
so
damn, I'm just fucking fuck this shit. Look, why is it that black people, we could hold each other so accountable for every fucking thing else, but when it comes to boxing, niggas is like, whoa, hold on, chill, hold on. If you got a regular nigga who's lusting after a bad bitch who got like 1,000 followers on IG or 100,000 followers on IG, and that nigga work at Foot Locker, people will be the first to say, hey man, yo, she out of your league, bro. You can't get that. Well, when you get a motherfucker who's been in the gym training for damn 10 years with high quality resources and he can't throw a fucking simple jab, we just be like, nah man, he got heart. I mean, he's trying, bro. Like, leave him alone. Like, really?
Yeah, you got one hitter quitter. You know, this is okay. He can get him out of one punch. Okay,
yeah. Why you hating? Like, hold on. So we'll tell the nigga who working at Foot Locker that he gotta level up. But a motherfucker who's a world class boxer who can't do simple shit, we over happy with that. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no, exactly. You know, but luckily this time we didn't have to go do that for Shakur. Shakur, from the opening fucking bell, like he established his game plan. Like, he got off first, he made Herring tentative early, and
he first, he last, he did both.
Yeah.
He was everything.
Yeah, and he moved first, forward last, on him.
In between.
Yeah, he was defensive. His defense and offense flowed perfectly. Like Herring was in trouble like pretty much by the beginning of round 2. Like he knew he was over his head.
Herring didn't see a right hook that he didn't eat.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like Herring got his head rocked back and forth because Shakur actually was throwing good 1-2s and landing some good floor.
As the fight went along too.
Yeah. Now, Herring tried to make an adjustment. Herring tried to make it dirty in the middle round. I think he probably won maybe the 5th round is probably the only round I would actually give him, because that was the
mercy round. That he looked his best, but you could make a case that he still lost that round.
Yeah, but after the 5th round though, it was a slow, steady beating, and Shakur didn't take his foot off the pedal. Which is where he didn't coast. Like, he wanted to put Herring away, and Herring looked like he was. Herring got a cut eye, and then he had his other eye was swollen. Like, he was reeling at times. There was one where I think he almost did a silly dance off a right hook. Like, he was getting ready to be taken up out of there. Like,
he honestly just had. I know the game plan wasn't to fight like that, but the temperament, I don't think allowed him to implement the game plan. Remember, the game plan is only as good as your fighter.
Right, of course.
The way he fought in the 5th round is how he should have started the fight.
Right, but the thing is, the problem, like, the mistake was he let Shakur get into his game plan early, get comfortable with his, and he didn't establish his own because he was just a little bit too tentative. And then when Shakur started hitting him, he was like, damn, this motherfucker's hitting me, he's hurting me. So he couldn't.
Quick.
He couldn't deal with the speed.
And it's funny because we talk about temperament, but like both fighters in the main event have sometimes can be very shaky, tentative. Like, don't have a good temperament. Like, they can be very shaky in that department. Just one finally did it, and the other one was not.
But it's easier to damn do a Shakur Stevenson when you got all those plus attributes.
Absolutely.
That's why we be getting on his ass so much, because it's like, dude, like, this is boxing. You're gonna have to take some risk. And
I mean, if he's gonna take a risk, now was the time to do it. Because I like Herring.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
He's limited. So a limited guy like Herring, no disrespect, I like the guy, but he's limited. You could take these chances.
Right.
And that's what we was looking at with the African cop and all these other people. I know what Stevenson keeps saying, and that's the one thing I don't like, how he kept going back on this. And look, man, this guy has power. He has one punch that he was looking for. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, keep harping on that. It makes you really believe, like, if the right guy gets in there and has power and doesn't say no and just keeps going on, he'll have some problems. Like, I try to notice every little thing. Like, but right now, I look at Stevenson as a guy who could pretty much be on even terms with anybody at 130 and 135.
Yeah, it was a dominant performance. Like, I mean, I say Herring still had heart, but the referees definitely stopped it at the right time, because it was just like he was starting to get battered around the ring, and I think he stopped it exactly at the halfway mark of the 10th round. Wink, wink. If you actually, put money on the fight ending before,
odds closed when I went to do that.
Yeah. So yeah,
like, they knew what was up, because I had a feeling. I was like, you know what? Because I had a late feeling around 10 o'clock. I'm like, I think Shakur might stop this dude late.
Yeah.
I went back there. I'm like, y'all. I was like, you motherfuckers, because you know what it was? All the late money came in on Herring, because a lot of people don't like Shakur Stevenson. So once they seen that, they said, fuck it, that's it.
Yes, sir.
I recognize game with that shit. Y'all think y'all slick, but
yeah.
Don't worry, we got boxing this weekend. I'll be back.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was so yeah. Shakur's a two-way champion. He took a belt from, and believe it or not, Herring was a reigning champion. He did hold the belt probably longer than most of us thought he actually would. You know what I'm saying? So. It was definitely a good win, and Herring has definitely nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, Jamel Herring is still a good guy. We still support him. Whatever we supported him before he became champion. So like he had nothing to be ashamed of. And I know during the post-fight interview, I kind of feel like he might be leaning towards retirement. Depending if he actually want. Because
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had a solid career. Like, he retired Frampton. He was a stepping stone for Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, but I mean, I can see too. I know he probably didn't want to take the fight. I mean, because I know before this, there was that whole conversation of him, wanting to get to Valdez, but the WBO already laid down the law. Like, you fight if you fight Valdez, you're getting stripped, and then Shakur would just win another belt. Would be elevated champion. So he did, even though he probably didn't want to fight, he wanted the Valdez fight. He did what was right.
At least he got a decent payday. I think he made the career, I think, $1.5 million or something.
Yeah, and Shakur, for whatever reason, got 1.7. Someone still has to explain to me how the challenger gets more than the champion. That shouldn't really happen, but that's a whole different. That's a whole different conversation.
Well, at least they kept it, close. It wasn't like no Loma Tiafimo shit. Where
I mean, it could have been like, because it almost was. If they went to a purse bid, it would have been 67 for Shakur and 33 for Herring, which would have been some real bullshit.
Yeah, I'd have just said, fuck it, I'll drop the title, give me Valdez.
Yeah, right. Like not just.
Bro.
Yeah, but and then of course on the contrast, Shakur, I mean, obviously, he kind of apologized for his behavior towards Herring, because he was trying to play the the role of the villain,
his wife wasn't having it though.
Yeah.
Look on her face.
Yeah, Jen Herring. She stands by her man. She
looked pissed the whole entire time of the fight, before, after, everything. So
yeah, she was like, don't be the villain. Just do what you have to do. Which is,
and honestly, it wasn't gonna make a difference. That's why it looked so childish when Stevenson was doing it, because it wasn't gonna make the fight more interesting. It wasn't gonna sell any more extra tickets.
Right.
Y'all got the front man from two of the biggest hip hop groups out to walk y'all to the ring.
Right.
It didn't make no difference.
Absolutely.
Like, y'all had a crappy undercard. There was no buzz for this fight like that. It's just a lot of people wanting to see it, but it wasn't the buzz never spilled over.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, it didn't help that the shit started late as fuck. too. You know,
with all those factors, it was just unnecessary for Stevenson to do all that extra shit. It looked corny to me, but at least he apologized, and I don't think there's no hard feelings. So
yeah,
we could all move on.
So I mean, I know in the post-fight presser, I mean, Shakur pretty much was saying that, hey, you know, I want to work towards a super fight with Gervonta Davis, and then obviously, so and this is and honestly, you know, that I mean, honestly, I look forward to that, but of course, it kind of fuels the whole impression of 130. That 130 is just nothing more than it's a parking stop division. Like people make temporary stops at division rather than try to do anything under it. You know, which is kind of.
You need to make that Valdez fight before
that ain't happening.
Tank fight.
That ain't happening. I think. From what I've been hearing, there's a lot of rumblings that Navarrete is going to be moving up to 130, and if he does, they're going to make that fight between Navarrete and Valdez.
Ooh, that's still a good ass fight, and I think Navarrete gets him too.
But see, to me, Navarrete Valdez is basically Navarrete Gonzalez to me. It's the same fight.
Mm-hmm. DZ, you so stupid. The only two big hip hop I know is Shuttleworth and Rome.
hey, the UK has spoken. Big up, DZ.
Yeah, DZ, you know, he out there. You know, shout out to DZ, man.
Graphic artist, graphic design, yes sir. You know, yes, Ring Gang. But I feel what you're saying with Navarrete and Valdez could look like the Gonzalez fight. But I don't think so. Like Valdez is a higher level fighter than Joey Gonzalez, and he's more versatile.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great fight, but I think you'll get a great fight out of Valdez, Stevenson, or Navarrete. You put any three of those names in there together, and you'd have a great fight. So
right, and I truthfully, I really want to see. Like I said, I really want to see 130 get some prominence back. Like I said, as we mentioned before in our previous cast, like 130 used to be a fade-friendly division. It used to have some serious fades go down, and unfortunately, you know, the fighters that, you know, they got into so many fades, they all wore down like badly. And
you got a guy like Burchell just picking on the old faded guys, and
yeah,
and then Valdez picks on him.
Yeah, exactly. But
thus the circle of life continues in boxing.
Yeah, like I mean, personally, I want to see a unification attempt happen. Like, I mean, there hasn't been a unified champion at division in 15 years. Like, which is wild.
I'm not holding my breath for another one.
Right. I mean,
these dudes got something against making big fights at 130, but honestly, we've had enough decent sized fights at 130 where I'm not really mad, because like sometimes, a lot of times in boxing, we always want. We forget that sometimes we get some good shit and we just overlook it. Like, think about it. In 1 year, we didn't had Burchell, Valdez, Herring Frampton, and Herring Shakur Stevenson.
Word.
That's not bad for a division that's been kind of, you know, not really having fades or significant fights for a while.
Right, no, you right on that too. But I just don't want to see that division just used as a resting stop division. Like, oh, okay, I have a belt there. Let me go fight a couple of jobbers.
Oh no, I agree. Like, I feel like Stevenson should exhaust all options to make a Valdez fight. Like, neither one should move up unless that fight happens.
Right, but I definitely know.
And Navarrete keep jumping up. It's like, dude, pick a division. Right,
and then obviously, because I know that pretty much everyone sees Tank as like the cash cow or whatever, and Tank I don't think is ever gonna go down to 130 like that again. He should stay at 135. I mean that's right now. That's probably where he's probably most prime right now. But it depends on just
135 and 140.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much it all depends on Tank too. Tank also himself needs to pick a division as well to stick and put in some work at least. You know, if it's not going to be 130, then stay at 135 and do some work. Fight,
But one thing I do give him credit for is, and not a lot of guys do that when they at his level. I'm glad he's fighting, and I know y'all can shit on me for this, but I'm glad he's kind of fighting young, undefeated up and comers though.
Yeah.
a lot of times they'll just try to keep feasting on older, faded fighters or dudes who might be more established, but they're not in their prime.
But at the same time, I think the biggest thing is it's like the same argument with Shakur. People just want to see him with the real niggas in this division. Like you can't, if you go up and down 3 divisions, like there needs to be a real fight. Like I mean, everyone knows 135, 140.
Tank been kind of doing that. Like me, I personally don't have a problem with the Santa Cruz fight, the Barrios, and the Rolly. I just feel like I wish he could throw in an extra fight a year, get maybe 3 fights a year. And then maybe, pick a bigger name guy. That's my only real problem with it. Like, I know, Rolling's not the most deserving, but he's giving us the boxing fuckery that we want. He's a hard puncher. He's taller than Tank. He has a shot in this fight.
I mean, in my case, I'm not gonna go too much into this podcast with it, but I mean, obviously, I pick it apart just on I wouldn't say little things, but things that I just don't like, and it's not just Tank too, but Tank is just the biggest, one of my more prime examples of why certain things I pick apart.
And then he's selling tickets too, and it's like he buzzing, he kind of get the right to do certain shit, but I can feel you, like it. It ain't the best looks, but I think people be a little too overboard on that shit. But
well, I mean, we'll see when that roll.
We'll see. We'll get into it more. But
I mean, at least they're gonna be. At least it's gonna be fun fights. So I mean,
and that's my whole point, really. Like, there's nothing wrong with some fun fights. Just sometimes you want to see the serious ones too. But I know Pat remember how everybody used to shit on Chad Dawson for taking the senior tour.
Hell yeah.
But at the same time, we're looking at it like, well, hold on, like Glenn Johnson's still a good quality fighter. Tarver's still a good quality fighter. Adamick's a good quality fighter. Eric Harden was solid.
B-Hop was a quality fighter. Like I mean,
B-Hop was a quality. So, but everybody was, oh nah, you ducking the young niggas. You don't want that fucking Tavares Cloud fade. No sir. But people. Pat, people were saying that.
Oh yeah, no, they were, yeah. And he definitely got a lot of guff over that,
But look who he was fighting, and you got people now who's saying Dawson is borderline Hall of Fame, and I'm like, you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
you can't make niggas happy. You could fight undefeated young guys in their prime, and people be like, oh, they ain't got no names, they ain't shit, he ain't do nothing, he ain't no Glenn Johnson. Then you could fight a Glenn Johnson Tarver motherfucking niggas be like, well, man, these guys is old, man. Why you ain't fighting that new up-and-comer undefeated cat with the knockout power? You never make you motherfuckers happy.
Yeah, and truthfully, yeah, boxing fans, we're fickle people. Like, we're like, there's always gonna be one thing or the other. But I think one thing we could definitely agree on, like I said, Shakur definitely fought to his highest potential, put on his best career performance, and hopefully there'll be more of those performances to come with either higher level fighters as well. That's what we hope. And Jamel Herring, like I said, has nothing to be ashamed of. Like he did what he had. He took the fight, where he could, gave up the belt. He was able to, to do. He defended it, admirably. So like nothing to be ashamed of. So like I said, it was overall a good effort. Like it was a good fight. Like it was
fight, trash card.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's too late.
Too late, yeah.
I got niggas fighting Freddy Krueger and they nightmares and shit, trying to stay up with this motherfucker. God damn.
Yeah, shit. Like after that fight, pretty much. Yeah, I think I was asleep within probably 10 minutes after that fight was over, give or take. Oh man, you got that jobber sleep.
Facts.
Oh man, so
Bridgerweight now.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that classic heavy? Cruiserweight.
Oh my god, so
did y'all just see
annoying.
That fight? Yo, and shout out to my nigga Roll Chop 5 because he the one who was on my ass about this fight. I'm like, nigga, where are you coming from? yo, I think he had even predict he got Rivas by decision, so he came up.
Well, before we go into that, we just got a question from AOB Easy. How y'all think Lil B-Hop do versus Shakur? And honestly, that's another fight that's now.
Hold on, whoa, Lil, you talking about Chris Colbert?
Yeah, man.
Prime time. Stop calling.
It's prime time.
I'll call him Lil B Hop. Yeah, you know, you can call him Lil B Hop, nigga. I would call him Lil, because I call him Lil B Hop.
I mean, the artwork I drew says prime time, so I'm gonna call him prime time.
The documentary that I got that introduced me to him, called him Lil B Hop. I'm gonna call him that.
But you said I put the tweet up there yesterday or last night, whatever the fuck, that Shakur Stevenson and Chris Colbert is the fight to make for 2022.
And truthfully, and let's say now,
It won't, but it should happen. It won't.
Yeah, because Chris Colbert right now, I think because he's going to be facing. Now I think he's the lone champion now at that division, Roger Gutierrez, who's always been the legit champion, by the way. You know, so I think WB kind of set that shit straight now.
But that's a good fight too. Shit.
Yeah, I'm saying, let him get past Gutierrez first before.
Good.
That's his Herring fight, but I think Gutierrez is a harder fight than Herring.
No, easy, because Gutierrez, you know, has his temperament is sometimes he doesn't punch enough, but when he punches, he hurts people because Gutierrez is a legit puncher. You don't want him hitting you like that.
And he's tough. Like he'll take some hits and yeah. But oh man, fuck If I had to pick now, if these dudes was about to fucking walk into a gym and throw hands, and if I had to choose, I might have to go with prime time.
I'm going Shakur.
I'd go Shakur too, and that is not because I mean, and let's say I've grown to respect Lil B Hop because I was not a fan of Lil B Hop like that. I was not a fan of Colbert at all. Like I wasn't really fucking with him like that because I thought he kind of played with his food too much.
I always liked Colbert. I was always the opposite. I was always a fan of Colbert.
But when he took out Arboleda the way he did, like he took out a noted puncher. And it's like, damn, like this motherfucker can really punch. Why doesn't he just do this more in the fights instead of playing with his food? So
I think he turned the corner recently. I think that's a performance where I feel like he's giving his all more. Like,
yeah, that's why it's like. And although he did score knockouts before, usually I think some people that are just I thought were fans, but the Arboleda fight showed me something. I was like, okay, this is like he got something. He really do got something, you know. So. Yeah,
shout out to AOB Easy. That's a good ass matchup.
Yeah, no, for sure, though. And trust me, like, and you know, hopefully they announce Colbert versus Gutierrez soon, so we can really talk about that and hopefully talk about any future plans for him. But yeah, 130 has a chance to regain its form as a top 5 division. It's
trying this year. Like
it's trying to rebuild though, but
it needs to lead to something bigger next year.
Absolutely,
because at least the top names were kind of in the mix with each other. Like I don't know if Burchell woke up again. I haven't heard nothing. It's like he went off the planet.
Yeah, and hopefully too the IBF can actually fills its vacancy. I mean that belt's been vacant since what, February or some shit. You know, like they need to get the fight situated and make somebody a new IBF champion so we can put them in the mix, whoever that might be. So but yes, the good question, AOB Easy, but back to our Bridgerweight issue. Yes, Oscar Rivas and